You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200. What is up, GMGM? Welcome to 9 o'clock live number 308 in a row without missing NBD at the Noun Square. We are back. We are so back from New York City. We are back and settled. Well, some of us are anyway. I'm in Ottawa. I think Woody is just sticking around in New York. He had to do some work with some dude named Pharrell or something. I don't know. Sounds like
Wait, what? Pharrell?
I don't know. Some dude named Pharrell. I never heard of him, but apparently
Tony,
that's
you're
why
just
we...
blowing up my spot, telling lies on the air.
Once it's on
Woody,
the air,
were you messing around with little skateboard P in New York?
Nah,
little
nah,
hoo-hoo?
nah. I'm doing some graphic design work for some stuff.
Nice.
Just putting Woody on blast. That's what we do around here. Welcome to 9 o'clock live. Going to get Tom Waite up here from Don Wallet. I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited to hear about this. I love hearing about wallets that work on iOS. They are few and far between. So yeah, definitely excited to hear about what they're building as a product. If you're here for the first time, this is what we do here at 9 o'clock live. We watch the end of the NounsDAO auction. There's a NounsDAO auction every single day of our lives. This is where we get together to watch the end of it. So there's currently a Noun 679, a beautiful sailing pirate ship that we minted yesterday in honor of Five Oceans' amazing sailing regatta event that he put on in New York last week. I see Five Oceans there. Big ups. Big props. You did an amazing job, and this noun was minted in your honor, sir. How are you doing today in 30 seconds or less, because the auction's about to end?
Well, I came back to Korea, and I feel so tired, but I feel so happy, to meet everyone. And yeah, I think it was a great event.
Awesome. Well, we're going to talk to you a little bit about it after the auction, because I definitely want to hear more details, more behind the scenes details of that event. But just know that we minted this puppy for you. So congratulations on a flawlessly executed Nounish event. 42 seconds left on this auction. So Tom, I think this might be your first time joining us here on the show. What's going to happen is if this auction ends in the next 33 seconds, which it is likely to do, it looks like, we are going to go and try to mint the next noun together. And we'll do that by yelling at Toady. So I'm Toady. You just yell at me. You tell me which nouns you like. And you do that by going to nomo.wtf, NOMO.wtf. Take a look there. And then you'll see all the potential nouns, we'll call them, coming down the blockchain highway. And if you like one, then you got to tell me, and I'll try my best to snipe it. That's how we got the little sailing ship here yesterday, and hopefully that's how we'll get a nice one today. So I've got my settling wallet ready to snipe, and let's see how it goes. Nomo.wtf. We got a triangle RGB. Make sure you guys have your mics on if you're on the stage. You know how you do. Oh, that's a really nice Game Boy. I probably should have got that one. That's really, really nice, but I wasn't quick enough on the draw.
Yeah, it sounds exciting.
What is going
I
on?
registered right away.
What is going on the Ethereum network right now? $62 to settle. Jeez, Louise, this is getting expensive. Is this like that Pepe coin? Is that what's going on? People running up the gas from the Pepe coin?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Attempting to settle. Oh, no.
Who is it? It doesn't say for some reason. Oh, no, never mind. I got
Just
confused.
just on top. That's a
that was
pretty cool
just FOMO.
horse. That's a summer horse.
That is a summer horse, but we just had a horse not too long ago. I do like how the glasses are like special edition, clunky middle. But
Oh, there's our wave that we wanted.
That's a nice wave.
wait, we wanted a wave?
Yeah, when we were on the boats.
Oh, yeah, that would have made sense, I guess. We got a weed head. I know everyone loves the weed head, but we want something a little more unique. Let's get a real nice aesthetic looking noun. You know, something like a dark factory vibe. You know what I mean?
Get the weeds.
By the way, Joshua Fisher, we missed you, man. It would have been so good to have you in New York.
I
missed
had
the
a lot
sound
of
of your
FOMO
voice. Feels
seeing
like
you
I haven't
guys out
heard
there
it in forever.
sailing the world.
Yes.
Look like you're having a lot of fun on a boat.
The man was too stunned to speak.
Wait, can you hear me?
I don't know if you're talking, Joshua.
Yeah, he's talking.
Yes.
He's talking. I heard him.
Oh,
Rugged.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear Joshua at all. Anyway. Thanks, Elon. Thanks a lot.
Was it a boat or a yacht?
That's a
It
cute.
was a
that's
yacht.
a cute one.
It was basically a sailing yacht. Big. It was like 50 feet, maybe.
That's
Something
cool,
like that.
Crown.
Does that sound right, Woody? Actually, Five Oceans, you would know. How big was that
it
yacht?
was 110 feet.
Wow.
110 feet.
Can anybody hear me? I feel like I'm talking into the void here.
Yeah, I can hear
I can
you.
hear
He
you.
said it's 110 feet. I don't know if you could hear 5.
Woody, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear everyone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I cannot
Get
hear
that piano.
anybody. If you can hear me, please speak.
Toady.
We are
We can hear
speaking.
you.
Yeah.
Toady.
I was Twitter rugged
Ruggedy
there
rug.
for a little bit. Couldn't hear anything, but I still really want to know if Five Oceans answered how big that yacht was.
Yeah, the yacht was 110 feet.
110 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I don't think he can hear you. He said it was 500 feet.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I'm kidding.
That can't
Wait,
be
you heard
true.
that?
100 and
That can't be true.
110.
That's a clean rabbit.
Get the rabbit.
That's still a
Yes,
big
rabbit.
boat. Okay, less talking, more sniping here. I guess Twitter's being annoying. I can't hear most of you. But tell me, if you like something, tell me. I'm ready to snipe now. That was a nice rabbit, though.
That
I
was a real
apologize
nice
for missing
rabbit.
it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
I'm
is there
sorry.
any
But we did just do
nouns
2
that
rabbits
haven't been
for
minted
Easter,
yet?
you know. So
True.
we gotta mix it up a little bit. We got a sick. That's a sick roll of film right there.
Yeah, beer. That's
You can
nice.
tell by the vomit.
I like the beer.
I'm thinking beer. That's what that one is.
Can you hear me,
beer.
Tony?
You? Yes, I can. And I can hear
Okay.
Tom.
Yep.
Why do we still use this
Right.
platform? Why do we still use this platform again? Can someone answer me? There's got to be a better way than
There's no reason.
what's
There's no
going on
reason.
right now. No reason, no rhyme. Joshua Fisher, are you back? Can I hear you?
Guess who's Bizak?
Did you hear
You are
that?
so back. I can hear
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can hear you.
That's
I
a
can
nice
hear you.
one.
Oh, thank goodness. I was trying to get on that boat with you guys. Trust me.
Oh my God, it would have been so much fun to have you there.
Yeah, man. We missed you.
The
But
sales,
alas,
like the printing and
next time,
everything looked beautiful.
next
It
time,
looked like a really great time.
make sure you're there. Because you know,
I
he
love it.
got like basically, the way I see it is he got knighted, right, Woody? He got like
Yeah.
knighted by the yacht club. That's what I saw.
That's amazing.
What is the knighting process like?
Yeah,
What does
kind
that
Woody, you
of
there?
become
Can anybody hear me?
really good friends.
Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect because it feels like most people can't hear me, and hopefully that'll work.
Yeah, we can
See
hear
ya.
you.
Oh no, he's gonna disconnect and reconnect. I hope the space doesn't get.
Well, we can hear him, but he can't hear most of us apparently.
Yeah.
So he's
True.
gonna switch
So the space
here.
can't rub when it disconnects. We're gonna
No.
ask Clam there. So
We'll see
good
what
one.
happens. I feel like when you're on
You can actually.
one of those like boats, you know, it's kind of like when you're fishing, you have to lie a little bit and accentuate everything. So I'm just gonna say we were on like a 500-foot yacht, and we had flat screen TVs everywhere, and we actually did have some really nice drinks on there. But yeah, I think it's like you have to go the extra mile like you're fishing, you know.
What is
All
the
right,
backstory to the yacht? What was the yacht for?
Well, the event was kind of to proliferate nouns, to advertise nouns in a unique way. So we decided to put
Got it.
7 boards with the nouns logos and noun sales that we designed together in the Nounish Discord.
Oh wow. Okay.
And
Very
then,
cool.
you know, once we are there, we want also other people to experience it and, you know, just to stream it, all the content live. So it was like proliferation, branding, and also onboarding new people. We just invite some guests and just team building for all the Nounish people. So I think
Sounds
that's
epic.
kind of purpose. Yeah.
yeah, it was really cool. It was really neat. Can you guys hear me now?
Yo,
Okay.
was the Nounish team there?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
We could always hear you, friend.
Toady, can you hear us?
Was the Nounish team?
Yeah, but now I
Was
can
the
hear
Nounish
you,
team
so
there
it's
to
much
film you guys?
easier to have a conversation when both people can hear each other.
Except I think you're like in the past.
But the helicopter. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Wow.
All right.
My.
I don't know what
Only
to do,
was in
guys. I
helicopter.
give up.
Let's just
Okay, we'll just continue without you.
yeah, let's just settle on a noun.
Get that Sasquatch. Get that Sasquatch.
He will not
Get
hear.
the dryer.
That's a nice
That's a
washing
nice
machine.
dryer.
It's a dryer washing
A
machine?
washing machine.
Okay.
Washer. It's a washer dryer combo.
Boom. That's a nice rat.
Okay, I'll move to my computer and I'll try to meet next noun.
That is cool, dog.
I'm still sniping. I can still hear you guys. I'm just gonna stop
Flamingo.
talking because it's
Pop that flamingo on,
flamingo.
dude. Pop that flamingo.
There we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. What was that? All right, I think we got the flamingo. Yeah.
That was soundboard. Hello, by the way.
Good one. Good one.
RFG.
All right, everybody. We are going to go to.
Oh, you're right into Roma.
If you're not
All right,
already,
someone want to give the
sitting in
Nomo
Port
spiel?
Authority waiting for my bus to go home.
if you're not at nomo.wtf already, go to nomo, nomo.wtf. We are playing a game where you get to select your character. Find a noun that you like that you want to serve.
Choose your character.
And as long as you click the noun that you want as rapidly as you can, each click counts for a vote. And after a few rounds, we will select a noun to be minted as a Nomo noun for today. We do this every day. Select the noun that you like, and let's start this game. Make sure to connect your wallet and don't be like Woody though. Damn it! Oh no!
My God, there's a.
Can't play Nomo and be on the space at the same time, so you have a
Let's get that
chance.
ramen. That noun's ramen. Don't play games. We want that ramen, baby.
Come on, you got to go for floating rat head. Like, come on, what's?
Don't sleep on the ramen, y'all. It's a hearty treat for a job well done.
Floating rat, floating rat, floating rat.
I see the ramen picking up steam. Let's go!
I'm with you on the ramen.
Let's go floating rat head. Floating rat head is the best Nomo of the day.
We're gonna get it.
Floating rat. It's also New York, you know. It's a floating New York rat head. Come
Food
on.
is ours.
Yeah, I kind of like
floating
the rat.
Nomo, floating rat head Nomo.
Ah,
Oh, it's coming down to the wire. It's
Hell.
between Joshua Fisher's
Man,
ramen
that,
and the floating New
we
York
like that
rat
ramen.
head. Do it for Boop.
ramen.
Do it for Boop.
Ramen.
Go, 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 go,
Let's
go, go.
go.
Rat head, rat head,
Animal
rat head,
Kingdom
rat
versus
head, rat
Plant
head.
Kingdom, man.
It looks like they like the rat. You dirty rat.
There is no love for ramen.
You
They
dirty
like the
rat.
little rat. The rat no more.
Ah,
Woohoo.
the colors
Now
are
The
good
that-
though.
rat is
Gotta
floating. That's a
Now that, my
guillotine rat.
friends, is a no-mo. Did you just call that a guillotine rat? That's very dark. All right. Well, that was no-mo, folks. Can you guys hear me in real time now? I feel like maybe Twitter caught up. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All good.
All right. Twitter is an amazing platform, and Twitter Spaces always works properly. That's why we love it so much. Thank you for
Flawless
playing.
platform with no flaws.
Exactly, that's the one. Thank you for playing. Thank you for helping us to mint the next NounsDAO noun of the day. That poppin' flamingo. Prof Worder, I think, is going to like this one. I can't say for sure. What do you think, Joshua?
Well, if she doesn't, then I would be very, very surprised.
I would be also very surprised if Prof Worder did not like this Florida noun, flamingo. And then, of course, we've got the Nomo noun. And, you know, Nomo is a game that we developed here in-house at TNS so that we would always have something fun and chaotic and crazy to play with our guests and with everybody who shows up every day for this show. Thank you for playing with us if you did. Thank you for choosing this beautiful rat. It's a great way to commemorate the end of NFT NYC, where a bunch of TNS folks were in attendance, repping TNS and repping nouns pretty hard, including Sundaboop, who uses a mouse or rat as his profile picture, and he was there repping on the sailboat and everywhere else around NYC. So this is a good Nomo. This Nomo goes out to you, Boop, and your nounish brother Metamonk, who couldn't make it out to NFT NYC. If you want to mint this, it's 0.0069 ETH. Very affordable, $14 USD. You'll have it in your wallet as long as Ethereum continues to exist. So I think that'll be a pretty long time. If you hold that in your wallet, first of all, you get to look at this beautiful floating head rat every time you open any marketplace or wallet of your choice. You'll also get to access the Nomo Zone inside the TNS Discord, where Symbiotech has his Symbio Talk channel with lots of information on upcoming mints and just different things that are going on around the NFT space. It's really helpful. I check it out once a day at least, and you can do so too if you hold a Nomo. And also, we do a lucky Nomo draw every single day. We've got a bunch of Nounish NFTs in our vault, the Nomo vault, lots of open editions from Nouns, different Nounish kind of NFTs that have been released by community members. And we give one of those away for free every day to a minter of yesterday's Nomo. So those are some reasons to mint a Nomo if you like. And it also just supports everything we do here on the show every single day. As I mentioned at the top of the show, 308 days in a row, we've been here watching the Nouns auction with you guys, giving you all the news around the Nouniverse, bantering, having awesome guests on. And this is one way you can help us to become more self-sufficient and less reliant on the DAO. And speaking of awesome guests and speaking of awesome wallets, we have Tom Waite here from Dawn Wallet, and super excited to have you here. Thank you for rolling with the chaos that is
my first time.
The end of the auction.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was my first time seeing the end of the auction. Very, very cool. I'll give a quick intro to me. Hi, everyone. So yeah, I'm building Dawn. Dawn is an iOS wallet. So you can download it now. It's on the App Store. Just search DAWN space wallet. And it's all about helping you to actually use dApps from your phone. So basically, once you've downloaded it, you can go on Safari, which is the kind of the most common browser in iOS, and then you can mint, connect to dApps. You can do anything that you would normally do with a dApp just straight from Safari. So you don't have to like get bounced out by Wallet Connect. You don't have to go through like an in-app dApp browser. Just makes it so much smoother. So I've been using actually. I've not minted on NAS or like a bit on NAS, but sorry, not on Nouns, but I've done it on NAS and been kind of playing around minting. It just makes it so smooth, and we really want to basically get Ethereum properly working on a phone and properly working on dApps. Yeah, kind of curious. Have people used mobile wallets before, or are most people doing Ethereum from desktop, or what are people currently doing?
I can only speak to my personal experience. But I used to be solely desktop wallet kind of guy, and the reason why, aside from security, was just because the apps that were out there weren't the normal Foxy wallet that many people use on desktop. Their mobile client has been frankly broken for quite some time. Doesn't work with many dApps.
Yeah.
Doesn't load very quickly. I will say that Rainbow has done a great job on their wallet. It's a lot more usable than some of the
Yeah.
other ones out there, but there's definitely a lot of space for improvement on mobile. And frankly, I think it's the future because, I mean, if you look at any of the computer manufacturers, Apple and anyone else, they're all moving towards, moving desktop computers and laptops onto mobile OSs and not vice versa. So I think it's very clear
Yeah.
that the trend is towards computers being in our hands versus on our desks for the most part.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like, there's so many things on Ethereum now that makes so much sense to do from a phone. So like, taking part in like governance, for example, if you're ever voting on proposals, maybe you're voting on like a Nouns proposal, that makes so much more sense to do from a phone. Like decentralized social media, kind of minting NFTs, doing creator stuff. There's like a whole host of things now that you can do on Ethereum, which just makes so much more sense to do on a phone. Yeah, Rainbow is very cool. A lot of the wallets are very, very cool pieces of tech. Yeah, some of the things coming up in Dawn, I guess. We're going to have an NFT gallery that you can see quite soon. So if you've got some nouns, you can see them in Dawn. That should be out in a couple of weeks. But yeah, we've really just focused on speed and just getting it to work in Safari so far. Yeah, super exciting. What are your favorite wallets?
Cool. So what is the experience? Sorry, how does it work in terms of form factor? I'm trying my best here to deal with some lags that we're still having on spaces. I think we're crossing each other here sometimes, but I'll come back to your question in a second. Just wondering about the form factor. How does it work in terms of using it within Safari? Does it have a Safari browser within the wallet, or does it go back and forth between Safari?
Yep. Yeah, so yeah, I think you're right. There is a bit of lag. But yeah, so neither of those basically. So when you download, I recommend you all go check it out. If you go to the App Store, you can search Dawn Wallet, download it, and then you can do everything from Safari. So if you would just click the Safari icon on your iPhone, so it's iOS only at the moment, and then you open up Safari, and say you were going to go on Nouns and you were going to bid, you would go to nouns.wtf, I think it is, and then it's all integrated into Safari. So there's no in-app dApp browser. You don't have to go through the app and open up some in-dApp browser. You don't have to do this Wallet Connect bounce from Safari back into the app. You just stay as you are in the Safari browser. And then when you click to connect to a dApp, or you click to sign a transaction, for example, the Safari browser, you just get this like pop-up kind of open. It's a bit like, almost like what you would see with MetaMask on a desktop. When you click to sign something pops open and you click sign. It's similar-ish kind of experience, but straight from your Safari browser on your phone. So you get rid of all of this kind of like...
So it's like a wallet extension.
Yes, exactly.
It's like a wallet extension within Safari Mobile.
Exactly. Wallet extension within Safari Mobile. If any of you use the 1Password Safari extension, it's a lot like that, where it's just kind of integrated into Safari. And they're really cool. These things Safari extensions were first possible in iOS 15, so not too far ago. And Apple's built some really, really cool stuff. So it just makes it so much more seamless. And you almost
So that makes me feel a lot better.
Go for it.
Because when I was hearing you say that, I did not realize that any browser extensions at all existed in iOS yet. And obviously it's something that they should have had a long time ago, and they often said it was coming, or that it wasn't a good idea because of security, or that it required more development because of security. So I actually didn't know that they even enabled that in iOS 15. So that's exciting in and of itself.
Yeah, it is. It's super exciting. So they're actually really recent, like just over a year old, something like that, 2 years old. So yeah, Apple's done some super cool stuff. And you almost forget that you have a wallet there. I think the goal is like, you don't really ever want to have a wallet get in the way. You just want just to be able to do whatever you do. And you almost kind of forget that you've got a wallet there. It just kind of pops up, you just sign something and you're done. And it's much more kind of integrated, which is what we think wallets need to be like in the future. And lots of exciting things coming down the pipeline. We focused a lot on security. So whenever you sign a transaction, if you're on mainnet, there'll first be like a security scan that's done to make sure that everything's safe and there's no malicious transaction there. Yeah, some super cool stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I use Rainbow on mobile, and sometimes when you're trying to buy something or sign a transaction, it'll say, do you want to open up the Rainbow wallet? And then it just never opens, and then you have to go back to Safari.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. And
And
that's not the flow that
I'm
you want,
positive
is
that
it?
that's
Like
not a Rainbow problem either. I'm positive that
yeah.
it seems to be a Safari problem that you just have to redo it sometimes.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I'm not too sure why. So there's the tech that I think they're using is this like deep linking, so you can link from a browser into an app, but it does seem to break every so often. It seems to be pretty unstable. My co-founder's in the audience, Isaac. He's an Apple expert, so he would know some of the answers to these questions. But yeah, it's not the experience you want. You don't ever want to be bouncing out and coming back. So
Yeah.
One of the features that we're building now is we're starting to build an NFT gallery in the app to really
Who's your
show off your
coworker?
NFTs. And Isaac, so he's in the audience. Isaac, you might want to, I don't know, you can see him in the audience, Isaac Rodriguez. So he's built various wallets before, and this is our current attempt. But yeah, anyway, I was going to ask you your opinion. So we're building an NFT gallery at the moment for Dawn, which should come out in a couple of weeks. And we would really like you get NFTs now that they're like multimedia. Like if you go on sound.xyz, for example, like it will like play a track. And we're really interested in getting some kind of like innovative like NFT gallery like that, which will let you like play the music of NFTs that you've minted, stuff like that. Kind of interesting. What do
we've got
people
the
want to see
right
from an
person to
NFT
talk
gallery?
to on the show. We've got the right person to talk to about that on the show today here, because Woody is all about music NFTs. He created a platform called Noun Sounds. He's a Grammy-nominated musician in his own right, and I know he cares a lot about NFTs, music NFTs, and that's one thing I've heard him talk about. The current marketplace is in Wall Job of presenting, music or video. I'm sure Woody will have some more thoughts on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Josh as well. I'd love to hear Josh's thoughts on this. But yeah, there's currently really no way to interface with your music NFTs other than signing into the either OpenSea or on Sound XYZ, for example, on their native websites, and going to listen to those songs. And so, I'm sure Spotify and Apple are working on something NFT related, but until then, it's going to be really interesting to see what comes out in that regard. And I know you're talking about galleries overall with all kinds of different multimedia, but I do think that the music aspect especially is really helpful for musicians.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've not seen that either in other places. Yeah, lots to do. Are there any other kind of music-related NFT platforms that people use? So Sound.xyz is the one that I've always used. Are there any others out there? Just curious.
Yeah, there's a few. There's and Josh might know a few more, but I think there's Audibus. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Yeah.
And there's a few other ones that I've heard of, but it's definitely in its infancy overall. I think there's Royal, but I don't know if they're solely focused on playing music and distributing music more than selling the rights to the music. I'm sure playing it is an aspect that they want on their site, but overall, I think there's really not that many, especially popular music NFT websites.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Catalog is another one that has a pretty nice amount of releases coming through and has been around for quite some time, and is built on top of Zora.
Got it.
And I think even with that, I think the thing that's going to really hit is kind of what you're alluding to, Tom, is aggregating all of those different websites into a single wallet where you can play your songs. and again, other
Yeah.
multimedia as well. I especially think that it's going to be powerful when there's almost like coming full circle and going back to the iPod in a way, or a Winamp or something like that. But it's going to be powerful when you can kind of load up your playlist of NFT music and not have to scavenger around your wallets for it.
Maybe you found the perfect use case for the Solana phone.
Yeah.
Joshua
'cause at the
Fisher
moment,
saves the Solana phone live on the air.
I wonder.
So I do have a question.
Yep.
I was going to say, I wonder if that ERC 6551 that we were speaking about last week, the sort of wallet token, might be a solution for music. I'd have to look into it, but just a thought.
Yeah, I think that's going to work for catalogs. I think it's interesting. Like it'll be like wallets within wallets. So you'll have like the artist wallet that has the album wallets, that has the song wallets, that have the stems. Seems like where it would end up, in my opinion. Similar to that ERC. Like I'm curious if ERC 4337 is something that you're looking at and thinking about. Like I'm not exactly sure. Like, are you able to give us some insight into what that is?
Yeah.
Imagine if you said 4337. Never heard of it.
Exactly. So everybody's super excited, and so are we, about this ERC code 4337. Another way to refer to it is account abstraction. So currently on Ethereum, whenever you've got two types of accounts. You've got an EOA, which is just like a private key. You have a private key in MetaMask, and you can sign transactions, you can send transactions. And then you've got another kind of account called a smart contract account, which has code on it. You can program it, and it's much more flexible what you can do with that. The whole point of account abstraction is it means like you can now have effectively like a smart contract wallet be your account. So you can program rules into your account which allow you to like authorize transactions in different ways. So what does that actually mean? So it means that your account is now represented by a piece of code, and you can build all sorts of cool features in there. You could have someone else pay your gas fees for you. You could authorize transactions with two-factor authentication rather than signing something. You could have social recovery. You could recover your account. So the kind of big change is that it means that you don't just have a private key anymore that just controls your account. You can like program your account, and so it becomes way more flexible what you can do then, and you no longer are bound by having to sign something with your key. Can we get a
Or you can what?
So like.
Yes, we definitely can. Yes, that is one of the things that you could do. Or, for example, adapt.
I also want to route my transactions through that wallet if possible.
Wait, why are you guys picking on me? Like I got gas.
Wait, do we all get to do that? Is this like a thing? Okay, I'm in.
It's just because he's so generous and settles.
No, dude.
On my days.
No, I think it's funny that we're going back to like, you have gas money. Who's throwing in on the gas?
But seriously, but theoretically, Tom, like, so if I wanted to create in the future, you think based on some of the abilities that will be possible with
That was abrupt.
Yeah, that just had no warning whatsoever.
That was like when you put all the dishes and the glasses on
GM,
the table,
everybody.
and you just pull
Hopefully
off
you can hear Twitter's having that day. Don't judge them too harshly.
I don't think he can hear us.
Independent.
Toady, can you hear me?
Can you hear us, Toady?
What about me?
We're back.
I can hear
I can
everybody.
hear
you, Prof.
everybody else. I don't
I can
think...
hear Symbio, but
you
it's
can hear me.
still
Okay.
really wonky though.
Can you hear Woody?
Toady, we can't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear him.
Toady, can you hear us?
For anyone tuning in for the first time, we do this every day. It's not our first time.
Toady, are you there?
Toady's there, Josh. I don't
Are
think
you
you can hear him. Can you hear me,
No,
Josh?
I can hear him.
Okay.
I can hear him.
Okay. I don't know if he can hear you then.
All right.
Who knows?
I think Twitter's ironed out Twitter might have ironed out his wrinkles. I'm not sure. We're trying our best to battle against Elon, and his he hasn't let go yet. So bear with us here. Please retweet the room of the new space since people need to come and find us again. Thank you, Twitter. And Tom, I'm sorry for us getting cut off mid-speech, but hopefully now we won't at least have to converse on
All
20 second delay. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be,
So
super
Joshua
smooth.
Fisher, you have your hand up.
Yes, I had a question.
Mr. Fisher, you don't need to raise your hand. You can throw it.
I'm really interested in learning more about the ability to sign up, like you said, with two-factor authentication through like an email, and then be able to sign transactions and like generate a wallet where airdrops can be airdrops can happen, or claiming sites can be spun up, and like like to your point, yeah, wow, what a great scenario. I sign up, I send an email, somebody signs up with an email, the gas is taken care of through like somehow the campaign management, and the person just gets to use the network without even thinking about it. Sounds like a dream.
Yeah, like we're super excited about that as well, because it seems crazy at the moment. Like if you want to use a DApp, you have to first have a wallet installed on your phone. You have to like go somewhere else. You have to go download, hopefully Dawn, but like if not some other wallet, you've typically got to like back up a seed phrase. And this is all before you even get to using the DApp. Like it's kind of crazy. Like there's no world in Web 2 where you have to do that. You just create an account as you're using the application. So we really want to get to a point where you can like literally just go to a DApp, just click like Dawn or sign in with Dawn or something, and then that will set you up a wallet behind the scenes. Like you could potentially authorize a transaction with 2FA, and you don't need to go and do this whole like elaborate, crazy kind of process. Because I also think it just helps with onboarding in the space as well. Like if we have to tell all of our new users to go out here, download this this wallet somewhere, set this up, it's very different compared to like if a user can just sign up for a wallet on a DApp. It's very smooth, it's very quick. They don't need to worry about losing a private key. Yeah.
Well,
so
I'm also,
that's kind of
I think like,
goal.
you know, I'm all for using Ethereum for a variety of use cases, including financial ones, but I'm mostly excited about the possibilities of creating like lifetime trails of like activity. So like, you don't have to ask me when I found out who XYZ favorite artist is. I was there.
Yeah.
Obviously, I knew about him before anybody else. Look, there's only 20 of us that were there that first day, and I was one of them. So, like, you can't take that away from me no matter what, ever, if it's on chain. So, like, that's the stuff that I think is really interesting about some of these, like, next steps in these L2s and CK roll-ups and stuff. So,
So it's like Provenance says reputation in a way. It's like you can check the chain.
Exactly.
See,
Provenance is reputation.
Early.
Yeah.
It's like the best thing to happen to hipsters in like 20 years.
That's right.
It's like you could
finally they can prove that they were there before it was cool.
You could have a CryptoPunk, sure, that's fine. But do you have a Noun Punk?
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have a flora noun? Do you have a food noun? You know.
Tom, I have a question that is we're currently in our comfort zone, and then I just kind of want to take us outside of the comfort zone for a little bit and switch it up.
Let's do it.
There's definitely a use case as well for like smart, I guess smart mechanics or smart operations. So like, what is your view in creating this wallet and overall in the space about like using a wallet and the blockchain to like unlock your doors or turn your lights on or set those kind of parameters within your smart existence, if you will?
Oh wow. Okay, that is definitely left of field. I once saw along these lines. I once saw a cool demo where someone had they'd hooked up a smart contract to like a door handle. So basically, when someone sent a transaction to this smart contract, um, yeah, when a smart contract gets triggered, it fires like an event on chain, so something can detect it. And then there was some like real world thing that was listening to this like event being fired, and then it caused this door handle to open. That was a very cool demo along the lines of what you're talking about.
I'm
I
picturing
don't really
someone
know,
calling their
like,
wife and being like, "Can you come home and let me in? I'm rugged."
yeah, I've got no money to open the door. Yeah.
Is that you, Tony?
It might be.
I don't know. That would be a very cool future. Like, if you could, like, for example, like drive a car, and maybe the car, like when you're on a motorway, paid the toll by itself by sending a micro payment over an L2, perhaps, to like, and then you don't have to stop as you're going through the barriers. That would be very cool. It just used some NFC chip, and it just like sent a payment over some L2. That'd be a very cool future. I think there's some people that have tried this kind of stuff, but it's never. I've not seen any real examples of it working yet. You definitely need scalability for that to happen.
Interesting.
Definitely,
That
yeah.
reminds me. That reminds me, Tom, of something that 4156, one of the founders of Nouns, has tweeted before, in relation, sorry, to AI, and talking about how if anyone thinks that like AI is going to automate all these industries and that it's going to use any currency other than crypto, you're out of your mind. Like, what other currency is going to be native for all these robots essentially that are going to be communicating and
Yes.
transacting one to another? It's not going to be a bunch of state currencies, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's why Ethereum is so cool, isn't it? Because we just have this single settlement layer. Anything can plug into it. Anything can send a transaction over it. Imagine like some robot trying to navigate through the existing financial system. I don't know.
Yeah,
Ethereum for the
exactly.
win.
For sure. And I don't know if that is, I'm assuming that the tech for those sorts of smart operations would be living within your wallet. But the demo I think that I saw and you were speaking about as well was it was like utilizing ENS technology or, you know, whatever they have built into ENS into that kind of thing. And I think it's super interesting. It's just like, if you think about security and if you think about being able to have everything be trackable, you know, you can scale that from having an Airbnb to, you know, paying for your HBO subscription to like you
Yeah.
were talking about with tolls and those sorts of things. And I think it's super interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about real world stuff, and like the longer term vision of Dawn is not just crypto, but like touch the real world and like you because a wallet at the end of the day is much broader than just crypto. Like a wallet could be like your identity, it could be your interface into also real world assets and all these things that we're talking about right now. So yeah, I would love to be able to pay for Airbnb, for example, just through my ENS name, tomwaite.eth. Abstract away the whole kind of like fiat stuff. Yeah, hopefully in the future.
Coming back to Dawn Wallet itself for a minute, Tom, you were mentioning that you're going to be integrating NFTs, or that's a vision for the future for Dawn. What is that going to look like? Will that be sort of in a separate sort of section of the app, or will that also sit on top of Safari as an extension? And how would that interact with, you know, marketplaces, etc.?
Yeah, so NFTs, just like any other wallets, they'll just be in the app, in the native app. So yeah, a wallet at the end of the day has got to show all your digital assets. We're still super early, so that's why NFTs aren't there yet. So it'll just be like another tab where you can see your NFTs. And we really want to be able to have some cool, as I was saying before, gallery where you can play your music NFTs and things like that. We're really, really big on support as well in wallets, because I find it so frustrating, a lot of the traditional Ethereum support routes, because normally you have to go to a Discord server and you've got to like make some support requests in some Discord server, and no one comes back to you. So you're going to be able to talk to us in the app. So we're going to release Intercom, which is this like cool like in-app chat where you can talk to me and Isaac, and we'll answer questions. So
That's really
quite a few things coming on down the line.
That's important because one thing I've noticed is that in any app where finance is involved, people want support and they want it right away. You know, if you're talking about TradFi,
Yeah.
and that's one of the biggest complaints you'd hear about some of the centralized exchanges for crypto is that, you know, people coming from TradFi who are used to, like, you know, if there's an issue with their bank, they can go right to the bank or call the bank and have someone on the phone, you know, within a day. And then you get something like crypto.com where, you know, something happens with a lot of money on the line and it takes them, you know, 15 business days to get back to you with a response. It's not exactly the best onboarding for people. So I think that is an important thing to think about.
15 days. People at Mount Gox are still waiting, I think.
There you go. There's a whole range. But yeah, the point is it's not there yet. And so I do think that sort of support and just help really, because these people are kind of like trying to figure out a new paradigm, and just being able to get a little bit of help along the way will go a long way.
Yeah, I think it's really important to have a professional support team. It needs to feel like you're coming from one of these like new fintech kind of apps. So if you're in the UK, like Monzo or Revolut or something like that, yeah, for definite. Very cool.
Very cool. Can I ask you, Tom?
Just as like a...
No, sorry, go ahead. Seems like we are missing each other again, but that's okay. We battle on. Go ahead.
It's okay. It's Twitter trying to catch up. Yeah, just as for anyone who's willing to share, like, what do people currently use a mobile wallet for? Like, if they're like doing anything on a mobile wallet, like anyone who's willing to share, what are you doing traditionally? Are you like voting on things? Are you minting NFTs? Are you
all of those things?
Just very interested.
I mint on my mobile wallet all the time. I also use it for voting most often. And I use it to show people my NFTs. So I would love to be able to, like, if it's a music NFT, be able to play it right in the wallet. I think is a huge thing. I'd also love to see integration. You know, token proof is a great tool, but it would be great to have something like that built into a wallet, so I don't have to add another app to be able to verify for events or things like that. I think that would be very cool. And I have to run to class, but I just wanted to come by and thank you all for the flamingo. I don't know what happened, but that was pretty cool. So
we did tell you off the hop that Prof. Werder would like this flamingo. Turns out that was alpha. It was true.
And
you're welcome,
you'll notice the first three bids are, you know, quite interesting and may or may not have all come from me. So, you know, there you go. So thanks for that.
She's just freaking out over here, freaking out with her Ethereum bids.
Yep. And also, I did pin up a video that my students made, and shout out to Woody, who makes a cameo, and the music is in there as well. So I love everybody to take a look at it. It came out really good. And with that note, and this is really interesting. I need to dig in a little bit more to Dawn Wallet. I think it's really interesting what you guys are doing, and I'm looking forward to learning more.
So did you make all those bids on your mobile wallet?
Those I did not. I actually did those on my computer because I happened to be in front of it, but I would have had I not been. I absolutely would have.
We believe you. So to sort of follow on that question, I use my own mobile wallet for the same thing. I use Rainbow primarily, and definitely going to be checking out Dawn after we get off here because I love the idea of it being native to the browser. I think that's really a really important pain point. I think the guys at Rainbow do a really great job, but as you mentioned earlier with those deep links, you know, sometimes it can be an annoyance, but sometimes it can actually be a security issue as well. You know, to give you an example, there was a mint recently that took place in an app, and so you had to download their app, and then there was a deep link from the app over to your wallet to mint, and that deep link failure happened to me 3 times, and each time it turns out I actually minted and didn't realize, and it was fun.
Oh wow!
I liked the project. It wasn't a big deal, but you know, for a new person coming in, if they were getting that experience and realizing that they didn't fail, that's not a great onboard experience to people who are just new to crypto. So having everything native in the browser and like you said, I think you said It does some checks as well to make sure that you're, on the right network.
Yeah.
And that it's not a malicious contract. Those are all really important things.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh? Do you use
a mobile
wallet?
When I started, I was on MetaMask Mobile on iOS, and it was not great. I still use it from time to time, but I have I use the desktop plugin, and then sometimes, like if you're using a hardware wallet, obviously it's a little different. But I guess you could like sync a hardware wallet to a mobile wallet as well, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
So I guess I use like all of it a little bit.
Yeah,
In
I mean,
my experience,
the only thing I use the Fox wallet for anymore these days is it happens to be the only mobile wallet that is easy to copy my full hex of my of my wallet address. That's the only reason I ever open that app anymore. You can't do it for some reason. So if I ever need to copy paste it, that's the only reason why I use that mobile app. So
sometimes it's the simple things.
I'm the same. And for me, I've been involved in a number of race claims where there's a limited supply, and I just find that Wallet Connect over the speed at which MetaMask operates both in browser and as a mobile wallet is just too slow. So I've been using Rainbow, and it's nice to get those push notifications from the wallet as well.
That's the other thing I was going to mention and ask Don if Don has that integrated as well, because it's really nice not only just for the convenience but also just for the security. It's nice to know if something happens on your wallet and you weren't expecting something to happen. There's been a couple of times where I was like, what is that? And it is always end up being something I did, but sometimes it's good just to have that fail safe.
Yeah, I completely agree. We don't currently have that, but we will have that very soon. That will be out very, very soon. Push notifications are super, super important. And you also want push notifications as well when, say if you're voting on something, say some proposal or some DAO that you're interested in, it'll be awesome to get like a push notification to say, oh, look at this, someone's made a proposal, go vote. That'll be out very soon. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to come to next, actually, is that we had a guest on recently from Daylight app, which is a really cool app. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but their entire goal basically is to track things that your wallet is eligible for. So it could be mints that have a whitelist, it could be airdrops, it could be POAPs, and it could be events that are token gated. And it's currently done through like human trust layers right now. So they basically like incentivize people to be scouts who like go around and find all these things that you're eligible for. But I know that they're seeking wallet integrations and they're already integrated with Xerion. So I'll send you a DM after this and connect you. But I think that could be a great one as well, just to have, like you said, some optional push notifications for things that you can actually do with your wallet too.
We would love to get that kind of stuff in. I've seen Daylight. It looks awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. Just to take a quick aside here before we come back to a couple more questions for Tom. I noticed that Super Spaces has joined us here, so I wanted to come to them just in case they need to jump off. Wanted to say hello. They're building a really cool tool, if you haven't seen it, that does a lot of analytic tracking automatically of any account that does spaces. So we actually ended up on their leaderboard. That's how we found out about them. A couple months ago, we had hosted more spaces than any other account on the entirety of Twitter, according to Super Spaces. So that was pretty cool. And now they're running a sort of community contest where you can go and vote for your favorite community. So maybe I'll go to them quickly and they can tell us about that contest.
Hey, thanks for having us, man. Yeah, we saw that you guys were voting and we wanted to pop in and show support while you guys were voting and just make sure that if you guys had any questions, you were able to get those answered. But I'll give you the quick rundown real fast. Don't want to take too much of y'all's time, but basically this voting that we're doing right now is for communities. We've just developed a new community leaderboard. And so previously we had the host and co-host leaderboard, but now we have a communities leaderboard, which shows all Web3 communities, whether they're dApps or whether they're an NFT project or whether it's a Web3 marketing company or media company, whatever it might be, they can show up there on that leaderboard. And all of their fans and what we like to identify as super fans are able to go and vote for them as their favorite community. Just by voting them for them and sharing that on Twitter, they get entered into $1,000 raffle that we're doing. But the communities that end up winning this competition that we do is going to get a cool opportunity to beta test some new cross-platform integration that we're going to be launching here relatively soon. So definitely some cool stuff in the works in that regard. But if anybody does have a question in regards to the voting and how it works and stuff, we'd love to get those answered if you do.
Very cool. Thanks for joining us. I think it's really neat what you guys are building. It's nice, especially for those of us that really have planted our flag in the Twitter Spaces ecosystem. We mentioned a little bit earlier that this is our 308th straight Twitter Spaces that we've done. Plus, we do a number of other spaces throughout the week for different Nounish communities and CC0 NFT communities. So I think we're running around 35 spaces a week here. So we're not strangers to all the rugging that happened earlier this morning. It does happen, but we're used to it by now. We do our best to soldier on. I did post something above here. Actually, if you take a look, there's a tweet in the nest. It says, "Are you a fan of the Noun Square? Show us some love." There's a link there. Anyone who's listening here, if you'd like, we're going to sweeten the pot a little bit. Super Spaces mentioned that if you vote in this round, you'll be entered into a raffle to potentially win some funds from their side. But we're also going to sweeten the tweet. We're going to give away some extra retweet picker winners. So, as you know, we normally do a retweet picker winner every day for this space, 0.069 ETH. We're going to do 3 extra bonus prizes for people who vote and retweet that tweet above and show how strong the TNS community is. All you got to do is click the link in that tweet. It'll bring you over to the Super Spaces UI. Connect your Twitter, so you authorize the app, and then you search the Noun Square in the community bubble, and right there you'll be able to give us a vote as a member of our community. Does that sound about right, Super Spaces? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, dude, that's exactly right. And that authorization is very similar to NFT inspect authorization or anything like that. If any of you have done that before, it's you just go on, you click sign in. It'll present you basically the authorization page. You can read about it. It's pretty brief. And then you'll just authorize. And immediately after that, like you said, we have that deep search feature where you're able to search for whatever community it is that you're wanting to vote for. If you're here, ideally, you guys would be voting for the Noun Square. So type in Noun Square and then go ahead and cast your vote. And then it'll even auto-generate a graphic for you with the Noun Square's logo and all of that.
That's awesome. Joshua Fisher, you have a question about this?
I think I should actually get in there and do it first. It just seems really cool, and I'm excited to test it out and think about how does it how do you connect with the people and everything. So let me play around with it. Thank you for coming up here and sharing, and for helping us connect the community.
Yeah, no problem, Joshua. Sorry, I was laughing at the air horns there. Dude, of course, obviously, this is something that we really, really love community, and our team is full of people who are Spaces hosted. We really saw a need to have those granular breakdowns of who exactly is in our audience and really finding ways to try to engage, retain, and keep the audience there and also build an audience on top of that. And so we wanted to provide some in-depth analytics for everyone to be able to have those opportunities to grow. But as you continue to look through the platform and stuff, Joshua, if you do see anything that you're like, ooh, I'm not sure that I would use this feature, or ooh, this feature is really, really nice, feel free to reach out in the DMs and let us know what those things are. And if you have ideas of, hey, this would be really useful if you guys could elaborate more on this or do more in this area, let us know what that stuff is as well, because we want to try to be able to create something that's beneficial for all of you. And so we really appreciate and value y'all's feedback. So we're always here. If you have a question, reach out in the DMs. If you want to set up a call with us, reach out. We're happy to set up a call.
We will definitely be giving you some feedback because one of the main benefits that we have here at the Noun Square and any community that does daily spaces has as well is just the ability to sort of iterate and react on a daily basis to what the community wants. And having dashboards like this that sort of give us the information to dive into is really important. So I know there has been a couple questions that's come up in our internal chats about super spaces. So I'll send you a DM and we'll find out if there's info that we need added or if there's stuff that we would change in case you guys can use that feedback.
Perfect, man. Yeah, not a problem. And if you want, even I know for your community, since you guys are doing spaces every day and doing it so regularly, if there is a time that you want to set up an AMA or anything like that as well, we're happy to come on and get those questions answered live as well. So.
Well, we do this every single day, and when I send you a DM after, let's book you in as the main guest on one of these network shows, and we can dig right into what you guys are building. That'd be super fun.
Yeah.
Perfect.
One small piece of feedback, Super Spaces. One small piece of feedback I did notice this morning when I was doing it is there's a direct link to our profile, and a new voter goes there, but they aren't connected, and then they connect to authorize their wallet. They lose that main page, and so they have to go back through the search to find us again. So just a note that that's not working probably as intended. But to go to the page and connect and then search for us for that reason. But just as a note for you guys that might not be working quite how it's supposed to.
That's perfect, man. No, I really appreciate that. And I'll be sure to note that down and send that over to the rest of the team and see if we can get that figured out, man. That's really, really valuable. So thank you.
Very cool. All right. So just to summarize, this is a little contest that Super Spaces is running across all different communities in these Twitter Spaces ecosystem. And if you want to show your support for the Noun Square and enter yourself into some draws, check that tweet in the nest. All you got to do is go and vote for us and give that a retweet. And there's some prizes to be won. Tom, coming back to you. We lost you there for a minute, and I was sad, but we got you back.
Yeah, I think Twitter was doing its thing and kicking me out. I'm back.
Twitter's having a bad day. You know, we gotta be patient sometimes. Small indie developers, they don't have a lot of funds, so we got to give them a little bit of leeway. All right, so I just wanted to sort of come back to you for like maybe one or two more questions before we call it a day.
Yep.
I'd love to know sort of what was the genesis of Dawn Wallet? Like you and the team, at what point did you say there's another wallet that needs to be made?
I think you cut out towards the end of that then, but I can, if everyone can hear me, I can pick up. Yeah, people can hear me. Cool. Woody gave a thumbs up. Yeah, Genesis. So
yeah, sorry if you didn't hear the end of the question. It was.
Yeah, don't worry. I think I got the gist. Yeah, so me and Isaac got introduced to a mutual friend, Rick, who's done wallets for quite a long time. And then I was prodding around with smart contract wallets because account abstraction that people have brought up before is such a promising, exciting technology that could really, really radically improve the UX of Web3 and make it much more Web2 and allow us to really scale self-custody. And I also think if you get the right account abstraction smart contract wallet, like that could potentially become one of the most consequential smart contracts written in Ethereum. So I was really excited about that. I'm really excited about that. I think the wallet space there's a lot of opportunity there to really, really improve that UX that new users and existing users get. So super excited about that. And then Isaac at the time was building something called Light Wallet, which was a prototype that used this Safari extension tech. And yeah, we just got connected through a mutual friend, Rick, and thought it made a lot of sense to work together, build this. It's going really well, having a lot of fun. We were basically very, very excited about what is now possible with these Safari extensions, with account abstraction, with smart contract wallets. And really, really think that they could be the key to unlocking the next, everyone says it's quite a corny phrase, isn't it? But unlocking the next million users. So that was the origin story. And that occurred back in, it was in San Francisco in California. So, yeah.
Very cool. On the previous space, before we got...
if people can go for it.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So on the previous space, we.
Yeah, you go for it. I think
We
Twitter's just
posted a
like it. You go
we
for it.
posted a
You
tweet
lead.
by
Go.
Jesse. Twitter is on one today. That's all I'm going to say about that. Super Spaces, do you have any data on how many spaces are getting rugged per minute today? I think it's through the roof. Anyway, we posted earlier a tweet from Jesse Polak of Coinbase and of Base, and he actually sort of was singing your praises, high praise from obviously someone involved with Coinbase Wallet and many of their other products. And he said, I just set up Dawn Wallet on my iPad. It's about 10x better than any other wallet I've tried for this form factor. So that's pretty high praise.
That's amazing. That's very nice of him. I don't think Jess is in the audience, but if he was, I would say thank you. The iPad support needs kind of improving a bit. So if you access it on iPad, there's an update coming out today, tomorrow that will make that a lot better. But yeah, this is the start, and a lot more to come. Thanks for having us on today. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is my first participation in this in the Noun minting, so good to see it in action.
Cool. Most of the time, we don't get rugged repeatedly all day long. So that
most of the time.
Yeah,
most of the time. I think Joshua's hand is falling asleep. He's had it up for so long.
Go ahead, Josh.
I always want to just give everyone who comes on stage the opportunity to try and stump Toady Hawk. So I'm curious, Tom, if there's anything about nouns that you've been curious about. You got a bunch of people who love the project, who have been around for a minute. So I want to give you the opportunity to ask any questions as well.
Yeah. How did it get started? Like, I've heard a lot about nouns and what it's up to now, and like obviously seen it quite a lot, but like an origin story, like how did it all get started?
So in, I guess, May or June of when Punk 4156 was, I guess, having a lot of feelings about the licensing rights for punks and, making a fuss about it, and people weren't really responding to it. And so he sort of just created this, I guess, Twitter thread, white paper, as it were, for a project that would be called Nouns, that would be completely CC0, no rights reserved, and just kind of thought it out in a Twitter thread that we can maybe try to find and pin above here if you want to take a look at it. And then he just kind of, like, I guess, networked his way into a team and sort of asked who would want to collaborate on it, and ended up with a team of 10 people who are now known as the Nounders, or the founders of Nouns. And it was like 5 technical or 6 technical people and 4 artists, and included in that 4156 himself. Just kind of had this idea for what if we just took everything on its head, and instead of doing like a big splash 10K PFP like Punks and like all many of the other collections that were being launched at that time, what if we just did the exact opposite and only released 1 token per day every day, and did like a slow start governance, and everything would be put into a treasury and decided on by votes. And that's sort of how NounsDAO was born. And I guess almost 2 years into the future now, it's kind of grown into, obviously, still a small DAO by number of actual members. There's only 670 odd nouns that exist, and I think that's represents about 400 voters themselves, like 400 owners. But the crazy thing that I think has happened with nouns, because of that sort of no rights reserved template, and with all of the source code as well being open source, is that all of these like other communities have been spun up on top of the foundation of Nouns. So you've got these different sub-DAOs, communities, like, basically businesses like Nouns. You've got, NounsDAO, which is a full-on DAO fork of Nouns that concentrates on extreme athletes. You've got Little Nouns, which is, concentrates on being an easier access point for nouns, where you can purchase them and get a chance to do the DAO experiment on a smaller scale. So all that kind of stuff sort of happened because of that CC0 mentality of just take what you want and do. The short story of Nouns. I could go on. Ask John.
I love that question. And I love your response, Toady Hawk, but no offense, Tom, you're going to have to try a lot harder than that if you want to stump Toady Hawk.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
What were the founders wearing when they thought of the nouns?
What's their
Well,
favorite cereal?
4156 had
That's
the
easy.
punk on, the date
4156 has
punk.
said he was naked at the time.
Oh my days.
We each went a different way with that one, Joseph. Now, well, this has been super fun talking to you on anytime. Love to chat a bit because I'd love to know if there's ways that we can help you with testing the wallet. You know, I think that there's a lot of room with wallets for people to mint their first NFT, for example, and I think Nouns has a lot of opportunities where that's concerned because they're easy to relate to. They're lo-fi, they're fun, they're colorful. And there's communities sort of baked in. So maybe we could talk about doing some sort of a collaboration where Don Wallet users could mint a Nomo. One of our
that would be
Nouns.
awesome.
Anyway, there's ideas, so we should jam on.
Definitely, would love to work together. Something like that sounds really, really cool. Definitely. Great.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us. Only thing left to do here for the day before we let you enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, is to give some free stuff out. Everybody likes free stuff. So we're going to do a draw right now. We're going to do a draw for a retweet picker for everybody who retweeted this space, the one we're on right now. Someone's going to win 0.069 ETH just for helping us get the word out and get the room full. We appreciate that always. We're going to do a lucky Nomo draw where we're going to draw one minter from yesterday's Nomo, and they're going to win an NFT from our vault. And we're going to give a free POAP, which is a free NFT made by one of our artists in our community. They're always incredible, and you'll get that for free just for having been here. Symbio, could you maybe grab those? I know RFG is currently in transit today, so she can't do the POAP info. Symbiotech, are you there?
I'll attempt it, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'll do the other draws in the meantime, and then we'll come back. In the meantime, while I'm doing that draw, maybe Woody and Five Oceans, you could just give like a last summary of what happened yesterday on the or like sort of missed those details. It was a pretty cool event.
Well, I can speak a bit. Actually, lots of things were planned and went not as planned. For example, I had to take one day off to drive to Connecticut and pick up all the sales because they were not able to deliver it on time.
Oof.
So yeah, thankfully, the index card Mardovsky, helped me to accomplish it, and then we were like together driving maybe for 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
New York to Connecticut, and then Connecticut to Jersey City. Yeah, but thankfully, we managed it. And also, it was a very kind of small perk for me as a sailor.
Amazing.
I get to enjoy the factory of the North Sails. I was inside the factory. I saw how the sails are made. It's something like I can add as a benefit for my efforts to organize the event. And yeah, also like I forgot lots of things. For example, I prepared some orange Noggles flags to decorate the big boat, but like I totally forgot to pass it to the captain. And also for the after party, there was still a lot of food left, but I think nobody discovered. There was like tuna and vegetables, and yeah, I just stayed later with members of Manhattan Yacht Club. We get the chance to talk about sailing, about what NounsDAO is, and feels like many of them were actually did some research before the event. Some of them actually discovered the Nounish channel for my proposal 173, and they read it through, and that they was kind of amazed, how we as a community came together all and help design this spinnaker sails and main sails. Yeah, and the event was, I think, I secured the funding for this event way before anyone else was thinking about NFT NYC, and I think this is something I kind of have had prepared, because there's a lot of work into making this happen.
Yeah, everything from cell designs, everything was from coordinating with the big boat, and how can we load everyone on the boats because it's like 100 people. It's like, yeah, we need to orchestrate it well. And yeah, also like Manhattan Yacht Club, they have such a beautiful history. They are very young yacht club. Many yacht clubs, they have 50 years old, but Manhattan Yacht Club is maybe 30 years old. And then the commodore of Manhattan Yacht Club, who welcomed us, he was one of the kind of innovators in that space. He set up the yacht school, and he opened yacht school for general public. Anyone from the streets can join yacht school. And because of that, he were able to become friends with the big yacht clubs around the world. For example, Monaco Yacht Club, and they even received lots of trophies and some kind of mem- memorable plates and souvenirs from Monaco Yacht Club. I'm not sure if you had the chance to see it in the clubhouse. And whole event, yeah, I think what become clear in my mind is that NounsDAO needs three kind of needs to onboard three different kind of people. For example, we need to find good people with ideas, people who we can trust and on execution if they receive the funds. And the second, we need to find who are the next 100 or 200 nowners. We need to think about this one. Bring people with the expertise or interesting carriers, or people who have a good, who can contribute to DAO in governance. And then third people are people who not necessarily actively participating in the government or bringing ideas, but actually kind of help us spread the kind of meme or the pop make nouns more popular in different areas. So these are people with expertise. For example, I think Manhattan Yacht Club, they have specific audience on their own that they attract because of their yachting and sailing activities, and that could be one of the ways to bring new people to NounsDAO. And yeah, in
Yeah, for
general, it
sure.
was just fun to meet everyone. Is a pop-up
Yeah,
ready?
for sure. I mean, I want to say this. I think for one thing, I want to say for sure, Five Oceans is that you're just being hard on yourself. Everybody who was there thought it was flawlessly executed. It was really great to see, like, obviously, just to see all these people on the huge boat sailing around the harbor, and then all these amazing Nownish sails sailing around us in front of the Statue of Liberty. It was pretty iconic. And of course, like many of us were lucky enough to actually experience it in person. That was amazing. But we also had the people from Nownish in a friggin' helicopter flying around like a Mission Impossible movie, filming the thing. So just the the awesome footage that's going to come from this, to be able to sort of let people know the kind of weird things and awesome things that we can fund at Nouns is you can't put a price on that.
Yeah, and things like this, I think they would last, long. For example, the sales that we bought originally, we planned to buy. I planned in the budget $35,000, but it came out at $47,000 price. But because the project, I was funded for many different items, I was able to rearrange the funding and make it happen. And these sales, they will be there in Manhattan Yacht Club for next 5-10 years. So they will be, whenever the club will go racing, they can use it, and then it will create visibility for NounsDAO.
Absolutely. Speaking of flags, you were awarded a special flag as well afterwards by the actual admin staff of the
Yeah.
Manhattan Yacht Club. Do you want to tell a little bit about what that is and what that means?
Yeah, so every yacht club, they have a flag because it is a tradition when ships or yachts, they in the water, they need to identify themselves. They usually hoist a flag that symbolizes their kind of what yacht club they belong to, so that other ships can identify. And Manhattan Yacht Club, they have a white flag with a blue star and a red kind of triangle outside, and that flag is usually we call them Borgi flags, and then these are traditional yacht club flags. We use also them to exchange with other yacht clubs when we want to establish a friendship or friendly relationship with other yacht clubs. And yeah, in a way, like I also prepared Borgi flags for Nouns DAO, and then I asked, the Commodore of Manhattan Yacht Club. He's kind of the CEO of Yacht Club. He's the founder, to exchange the flag, and then he was very nice to make it a bit more, I think, kind of exonerate. I mean, the Manhattan Yacht Clubs have connections with all the other yacht clubs, but flag itself doesn't give any access to other yacht clubs. But he kind of meant that because now he sees me and other Nouns members as kind of friends, so he said that, yeah, if you want to go somewhere, you can kind of reach out to me, and then I will be able to set up for you visit to any other yacht clubs from the New York to Monaco, or Hong Kong, for example. They established a very strong relationship with Monaco Yacht Club, especially. And then
That's cool.
normally how it works in Manhattan Yacht Club, they have around 450 members, and then if Manhattan Yacht Club and Monaco Yacht Club, they have established friendly relationships. So then if members of clubs, they want to visit each other clubs, they just write email to the administrators of other yacht club, and they just schedule a visit for a particular date, and then they state how many members are visiting, and then the for example, Monaco Yacht Club would arrange kind of reception for these members, and then just welcome them and just show them around, and maybe even go sailing together. So this kind of relationships between yacht clubs, they are very traditional. And then yachting sport in general, it's very old sport, and it builds on traditions. And I feel like when we think about NounsDAO, when we think about next 5, 10, or 20 years in the future, I think we also need to think how can we establish our culture. I mean, we already have a pretty good culture that based on friendship, on but a long way. I think there is also kind of good way to learn from other communities around, and kind of extract good things. Don't spend time to invent all this culture, or but we can learn from other communities.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing Five Oceans, and thank you for organizing that event. It was really cool, and I think everybody who was there would say the same. Awesome. All right, I think we have a POAP ready, and then we've got those two draws to do as well. So, Symbio, you have the word to share, and can you let people know what a POAP is and how they can claim it?
Yeah, absolutely. So POAP is a proof of attendance protocol. It shows that you joined us today in the space. It's tied to each day's noun. So we have unique artists doing weekly, daily POAPs. So the art is unique for each one. And it can be downloaded at poap.xyz if you don't have the app. If you do have the app, you go to the application, you go to the mint button, you go to secret word, and when you have that open, today's secret word is everyone. Thank you. Is everyone loves Twitter. All one word, all lowercase. Everyone loves Twitter.
Oh, good idea. This is like the get more results, get more flies with honey. Is this the strategy?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how that works.
We'll see. It eventually will become everyone loves X by the sounds of things, but for today, it's everyone loves Twitter.
Well, maybe it'll be everyone loves Maybe it'll be Everyone Loves Farcaster by then. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Now we're gonna get rugged again for sure. So I better do these draws super quick. Of course, if you're claiming that POAP, you will have to play a little captcha game where you prove that you're human and that you have the patience of a saint by clicking numbers up to 1,000 in certain interims. It'll take you about a minute and a half to do it. Best of luck. And that's not from us, that's from POAP. So please bring any complaints to the correct department. If you have complaints about that, hopefully you're able to get that and claim it. We've done our retweet picker winner for the day. Can I get a drum roll, please? I've got a winner here, 0.069 ETH. The winner is Jeff Jag, at Jeff Jag. He says he creates controlled chaos in unpredictable reality out of AI art. I like the sound of that. JeffJag.eth. I guess we don't even need to chase you down for your wallet, but nonetheless, we will send you a little DM to let you know that you've won. Confirm that that is the correct wallet, and we will get you paid for your prize. Thank you very much for retweeting the room today. If you didn't win this retweet picker, remember that we've got 3 times 0.069 ETH up for grabs just for participating in the Super Spaces AI. So if you go up into the nest, click through there, give us a quick vote saying that you like what we do here at TNS and retweet that. You'll be entered into that to win. We'll close that on Wednesday. So a few days to enter that, and we'll give away 3 times 0.069 ETH. So that's a way that you can try and win a prize if you didn't today. Lucky Nomo Minter, someone who minted yesterday's beautiful Nomo, is going to win an NFT from our Nomo vault right now. Let's do a Unitoads. We haven't done a Unitoads for a while. We got some good-looking, nounish Unitoad NFTs in the Nomo wallet, and one of those is going out to Carlos Scar. That's COA.eth. Looks like a pretty interesting wallet, actually. He's got some Amber Vittoria in here. I'm a big Amber fan, so I think we'd get along just fine. Got some nounish stuff in here as well, including that Nomo that he minted. He's got base introduced. Interesting wallet. I like it. You've just added another nounish NFT to that wallet. We will get that sent out, and thank you for minting your Nomo yesterday. I think that is everything we've got on the slate. Want to thank Tom again for joining us. It's been super great. Thank you for being patient with all of the issues that we were having with Twitter. As is usually the case, it seems to have all rectified itself now that we're done. But thank you for being patient along the way.
Yeah, my pleasure. I've enjoyed it.
Tom, are you there? I just said the Twitter was working. Awesome. All right. Last thing here. We're just going to give a quick schedule for the day. Turns out I was giving props to Twitter when in fact it does seem Tom is still hearing me on a 20-second delay. So I take those back, Elon. Those were misappropriated props, and I will take those back. Schedule for today. Today at 4:30 p.m. First of all, there's no Nouns Museum, which is good because it should have started already at 3:30 p.m. EST, usually on Mondays. Tortita is traveling, though, today, and so is RFG. So no Nouns Museum this week. He'll be back next week. Nouns Esports, though, at 4:30 p.m. EST. Sasquatch is traveling, but Brennan is going to be holding up that one, and they've got a couple members of their team coming on to talk about what they're working on. So that's a cool one. If you like esports and you like Nouns, tune in 1 hour's time for the Nouns Esports Soapbox here on the Noun Square. At 6 p.m., we've got the Little Nouns show. They always throw a good show. We don't have Cardno with us up here today, so I can't get the alpha on what's going on that show, but I'm sure it will be an interesting few guests who are active in the ecosystem that they'll be interviewing today. So 6 p.m. EST, join us for that. 10:30 p.m. EST, we've got the Daily Drop with That's Gnarly. That is a nounish fork that is all about extreme athletes, and they do a daily drop on That's Gnarly, which is kind of like a Top Shots type platform where extreme athletes can mint their tricks and auction them off to the highest bidder. They get together every evening here on TNS to talk about the daily drop and everything gnarly. So join them for that if you like. Tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST, we've got Shark DAO with none other than Joshua Fisher, who's this shark up on stage. with us today. We're going to be talking usually about all things nounish art. Anything special to look forward to tomorrow, Joshua? Maybe
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Just gonna have to come swim in these murky waters and find out, I suppose.
Like a nice version of fuck around and find out. It's like come swim in these murky waters and find out, says Joshua Fisher. And then tomorrow we are going to be moving the NounsDAO public weekly call, which is usually at 2 p.m. EST. We'll be moving that to 3 p.m. To accommodate 9 o'clock live. So we'll have 9 o'clock live at around 2:10 p.m. tomorrow, and then we'll have the NounsDAO weekly public call with Agora right after. So that's what's coming up in the next 24 hours on TNS. As always, we appreciate you guys for joining us here. What did we mint today again? We minted a flamingo. What's a flamingo? I'm for it. I don't know what song this is, but it's as good as any. As good as any. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Thanks for finding us again after the ruggening. And we'll see you in about an hour for NounsDAO Sports. Mr. Jeff Jag, congratulations on your win. You just came up on stage. What up? Congratulations, sir. Thanks for tuning in and retweeting. We'll get in touch, get you your prize.